So hey guys, so this will be a 3-week follow-up from the video I did called Operation Snowfall. So shortly after the snow melted, in that first presentation, we already saw thread-like materials. And of course, you get all kinds of pushback and argument about what these things are, those little threads or whatever. That's just some type of foreign contaminant, Eric. That's nothing. Could be a whole bunch of hairs. I'm like, okay. So I kept this thing mostly covered. I only uncovered it when I was observing it on the microscope stage. But of course, I had the factory microscope cover over it while I was doing that. So it was covered to some degree almost all the time. It actually stayed in a humidity controlled environment and climate control environment. So that's another thing to think about. It didn't need much to do what it needed to do. So let's just get into what the findings are today. And what you're going to see is a fungal threaded jungle. And I'm not even really going to show you everything. I'm just going to show you enough to so you get the picture of what we're dealing with. And we're not just dealing with one thing. We're dealing with a 1,000 pepper cut system. That's what people have to understand. So let's get to it. There were no threaded up bales of hay or anything in this thing like that. In the beginning, just seemed like isolated singular threads. Every now and then, in the very beginning, you would see a little clumps of something, but nothing to this magnitude that we're dealing with. What we're seeing is just unreal. Unreal. I'm not gonna do a whole lot of talking, really. The slides speak for themselves. And a lot of people, I'm telling you, a lot of people will argue with you and say that this is hair. This is hair, Eric. It's just environmental contamination. What I'm about to show you here are like what I believe is just buds. So like people will tell you it's just nanotechnology. Yeah, that's some of it. That's some of it. So we're dealing with again 1,000 paper cuts, y'all. It's not just nanotechnology. There is actually biological hybridized nature in this war. And anybody tells you is just one thing, those are the people you need to be weary of, if you will. Again, myself and other colleagues I have that I respect dearly, we're seeing this stuff, and they're all over the world. Now, I got something to show at the end from one of my good friends, Sam, who does excellent work. She has some of the best dark field I've seen, especially when it comes to the hybrid materials, the hybrid biological materials, the fungal-like materials, and she's seeing some stuff. And I'll tag that to the back side of this video here to show you. It's unreal how these materials aggregate and just keep webbing up. So right here with this particular threaded nest that we're looking at with a little bit of green goop in the middle, I'm right at the edge of my reach with my stage in the petri dish. So when I go to drop my 10x, and this is the 4x right now, so when I go to drop my 10x objective, which is longer, the 10x is just too long and it interferes with the sidewall of the petri dish. So that's about as close as I can get with the higher magnification. Ironically, I've had several emails lately with people asking about SSKI. So when I first did this, I took a separate petri dish and I divided the water, the melted water, into another petri dish. In that particular petri dish, I put one whole full dropper full of SSKI to show you what it looked like in the beginning. The debris and everything and the threads look like from the last video. And so that's what that particular dish continues to look like. Nothing else manifested in there whatsoever. So all the fungal threads that were in there originally pretty much stayed the same way. It did not manifest into all this unholy glory that we have right here on this particular video. It's just stayed, I guess you would say, dormant, if you will. And that may not be the right terminology, but that's what I'm using. But anyway, so here's that clip. What I'm doing right now is just kind of skimming through a petri dish of the melted snow. This particular frame is going to be dark filled. And what I want you to see is like shortly after I literally poured the melted snow into that dish, the petri dish, I'm already seeing threads like sprouts from the bottom of the dish tethered to materials floating above. So that's what we're dealing with. Cable bacteria, fungal threads, mycelium, polymers. Polymers are nothing but threads at the end of the day. Monomer chains, if you will, monomer bonds. So what I'm going to show you now is with all of this disgusting threaded-like material, I'm going to add one dropper of SSKI in this dish. And then I'll get back with you and see what happens. I doubt anything because it will just stay the same. I don't think it will destroy any of this nonsense. I just think maybe if it would continue to brew, it would, I speculate or postulate it will just stay the same. That's my opinion. I don't know, but I will prove it out. So there you go. Add in the SSKI. Now this is a 5-minute clip that I compressed down into like 30 seconds or whatever. Again, that's it. And I'll get back with you guys if there are any substantial changes whatsoever. I doubt there will be. So I'm going to show you a clip from a video I did a long time ago called Fungus, Cross-Linking Polymers, and Synthetic Threads. I'll link it in the description box as well. I'm going to show you like how we got all this mess over here that's in the snow. Then I'm going to show you Sam's work where she's seen fungal-like threads in the blood. Yeah, right here with this image, you can really appreciate the cross-linking. That's how they connect. They have some type of mechanism that allows them to connect each other, like cross-linking polymers. So now what I'm going to show you now is my friend Sam's work. These are fungal thread-like material in blood. This is all in the blood, somebody's blood sample. And as you can see, this is pretty fresh for the most part. This isn't like disintegrated day 6 blood, if you will, you know? So this is pretty much all I got today. Take care.